Lord, I'm telling you, if it's not one thing, it's two. I went early at 8 o'clock and was like, where is everybody? And realized it was 8 o'clock. And I had to come back. So I'm going to have to redo all my stuff. I don't normally do shows like this. I don't. My head said, hello, Tisa Tales. My head said, no, don't do it. It said, no, girl, don't do it. Don't do it, girl. I said, don't do it. And my gut said, do it. You better do it. And I have to listen to my gut always. It's where the power is. It's where spirit is. I have to listen to my gut. So that is why we are going to talk about the Eugenia Cooney video. And let me say this first and foremost, and I may have to repeat it as people come in. First, if you are triggered by ED, eating disorder, leave now. I'm saying that lovingly. I have had eating disorder in the past, and I will share it lightly because I don't want to trigger anyone. That's part of how I know about it. Secondly, I am a trained psychotherapist. So I feel like I can speak on this. Thirdly, I've been seeing her over the years, and this is zero about bashing her. This is a no hate zone. No hate. So this is not what this is about. It's to educate, and as I went down this, I'm so happy you're here, Tisa Tales. As I went down this, I ended up down a rabbit hole. Ooh, let me tell you things I found out. Very disturbing. I have a teenager. We all know my Noah is in a heavenly place, but I have a teenage girl. Even more did it disturb me. But as I unpeeled some layers and saw underneath things, it's a bigger picture, people. It is. So I feel like I have to lay things out a little bit. I'm not going to, I pulled up a few things, but I don't feel like it's really necessary to play everything to be able to unfold the story. And I'm going to let people come up in a little bit. But it's a story, let me tell you. It's a story that needs to be told. And I'm going to pull my intro up. And before I forget, because you know how it goes, if anyone has not checked out Tisa Tales' channel, you're making a huge mistake. And I will repeat that at the end of the show. Please remind me. And Dear Yvette also has a channel. I think you have renamed it. Have you not, Dear Yvette? Please remind me. Please, please, please remind me. And Vintage has reminded me, too, that the money we raised to go to the butterfly wall in the gardens in Brooklyn, the children have started painting. Yes. Hello, Diana. I'm so happy you're here. Oh, thank you, Queen Bee. But anyway, let me throw down my intro. Who am I forgetting? Anyone yet? And Vintage Optimism. She's the one that's doing the butterfly wall for the children in the Bronx. Oh, the kids need something positive coming out of, we're going to call it Covina. Yeah. But here, I'm going to throw down my intro. Alrighty then. I want to know in the chat, by yay or nay, how many of you know who Eugenia Cooney is? By yes or no. So I know who I'm talking to and how much I have to tell you. Eugenia Cooney. She's about 26 years old. Still lives with mom. She has been on YouTube for years now. No, you don't. Hey, Marcy! So happy to have you here. Don't. Okay. I'm going to do my best to show small little clips and cut them off and talk to you about it just for a minute. Okay. Which one is this? Okay, this is the newest one. I'm just going to show bits and pieces. Like I said, she's 26 years old. It's probably been 2019. Shane, he didn't help her get in. But, okay, I'll give you a little background. She's had ED for a few years. I caught her because she was doing makeup tutorials a few years ago. And I thought she was cute. She was surrounded by toys. But understandably, she spoke sort of like childlike. And I saw her putting on makeup. I knew she was underweight and that she had an issue. And I was hoping she would get some help. And I would catch her videos here and there. And as time went on, I was like, ooh, this is scaring me. Hello, JC Bear. Sweetheart. It was scaring me. Before I show you the video, let me be transparent. We had moved to Georgia. Our whole life had changed. Whole life had changed. My dad was no longer in radio. He was a big wig in radio back in the day. We came here. He did end up at a radio station for a small amount of time. Me and my mom were looking for jobs. I changed colleges. Look, everything was just upside down. I was like 19. Typically, when you develop, I'm going to say ED, we all know what I'm talking about. It's because everything around you is out of control. And when everything around you feels out of control, the one thing you can control, or you feel like, is your weight. And sometimes you feel like if you're the least little bit overweight, that you're not as valuable as others, especially when you're a girl or teen. You know how we are when we're girls and teens? Feel like we have to be perfect. There is no perfect. So we try to control what we can, and that is our size. So I went hard in the wrong direction, and I hit it well because everybody in my family's thin. And I was very athletic, and no matter how much weight I lost, I still had a chest. So I hit it well until my mom and I went to try to get bathing suits. And she saw me. She opened the dressing room door, and I had my back to her, and I heard her gasp. And she said she could see every bone in the back of me. And they threatened me that if I did not do something about it, they were going to put me in the hospital. Needless to say, it was a process. I didn't go in the hospital. It was a process, but I slowly got better. I sort of became addicted to athletics, or let's say workout. But, I was working at Six Flags, working outside, always physical. I slowly got better. I built up a support system, friends, etc. And went to university and started studying. I used to be a dancer at university and was in journalism. But I went into psychology. Good for me. Psychology, sociology, and started studying all kinds of things. That's how I ended up a psychotherapist, partly. So, fast forward. We're going to Eugenia now. This is not an uncommon thing, and it also hits males. So let's not just make it a female thing. And I'm going to try to make this, it's not a Eugenia thing. Oh, okay, Queen Bee, love you. It's not about beating up Eugenia. I sent all love and light and healing to her. Because let's be honest, until she's ready and she gets the exact support she needs, it's not going to turn. She did go and get help. She was in the hospital in 2019 and she looked better. And she came home and relapsed. She's with her mom, and I think, in my opinion, in my professional opinion, this started out as a makeup channel. I feel like now her channel has become as big as it is because people come to see her condition, and somewhere in her mind, she's hyper aware of this. And her mom is as well. And I feel like somewhere in her mind, and it breaks my heart, that she feels like if she gets healthy, people will not want to come to her channel, connect with her, and see what she does. My feeling, in my opinion, in my professional opinion. Somewhere in my mind, I feel like that. Recently, I saw on her channel, someone offered her $1,000 if she would have a OnlyFans. And you could see the thrill and excitement on her face if she would have an OnlyFans. Now, what do you think about that? It goes deeper. It goes to where it's not just about ED anymore. That's why my gut has been pushed to talk about this. Now, I'm going to show little clips. I don't want to make this just about a visual thing, okay? So, hold on tight. Trigger warning. I'm going to share. Hold on a second. Share screen. And it told me to see, how did it say to do it? Chrome tab. Share audio. Share. I'm trying to make sure I'm doing it the right way. Okay. Oh gosh. Are you guys seeing anything? Okay, there it goes. Okay. Okay, let me know if you can. Oh, I can't see the chat. Oh no, Dana. What have I done? I don't know if you could see that or not. I don't know what I'm doing. Share. Share screen.
Today, kind of show you guys the outfit and everything. I got this whole outfit and tail, which, sorry guys, it's actually.
Can you see that? Can you see it? Say yes or no when I go back. Can you see her when I do that? Yes or no? Somebody in the chat tell me. No. Oh, Lord. Chrome tab. Okay, I see. I see what I'm doing. Okay, let's try this.
So hard to walk in this tail. Like, it's a really cool tail, but it's really hard to walk in. Look at the back too. The back of it, this is so pretty. But yeah, I got this from Etsy. I found this kind of like custom made bra on Etsy, and then these mermaid tails they also sell on there. And there's a lot of really cool ones. And I got this one because it kind of reminded me of Ariel. And I've like always loved Ariel, guys. Like she's always been my favorite princess. And like yeah, I like literally wanted to be Ariel.
Okay, where am I?
Here are 5 reasons you'll love
Of course,
every
it's a
plate.
commercial.
Number 1, our meals are up to 58% cheaper than other meal kits.
Alright guys, and now I'm going to be using this super pretty blanket, and I'm also going to try to put a red wig on, but hopefully it all gets figured out soon. But yeah, so you guys can see there's like this really pretty like bra top thing. I love the style of this so much. It's like a shell style with all these really pretty kind of like designs on it. I love it. I think it's so pretty. And then yeah, the tail, it just kind of reminded me of Ariel, like I said. And you can see it's like green with all these cool scales on it. There's the back of it again, guys. So yeah. And anyways guys, all right, so that's basically the mermaid look today and transformation, I guess. I hope that you guys like how this like Ariel mermaid kind of look turned out. All right, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. All right, bye.
Okay, when I go down to the bottom, they talk about she's not even talking to the camera anymore. She's body checking. The fact that 2 of her biggest enablers, Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star, won't take 5 minutes to help her. People are begging her to get help. People are begging others, saying, I hope you don't think you need to look like this. Talking about how it's hurting others. Talking about not disabling her comment section. Anyway, it goes on and on and on. I want to know what you think. She starts pulling, often, the bottom of her swimsuit open to show you how much room there is. Be willing to bet you that is a children's bottom. There's a lot of body checking. Who knows what body checking is? Anyone? Yeah, I am a recovering anorexic. I'm going to drop the link if anybody wants to join me. Because we have to have some more conversation. Found out more stuff as I went on, and Eden joined me because she said, Mom, you're going to have to be careful because I know more things that are going on, and it's even more than what she's doing on there. How much of it? No, she's got to be aware now. She's got to be aware. Yeah, body checking is when she's looking in the monitor at different areas of her body. Hello, just a T, please, to make sure that it's showing, that the bone and the muscle is showing. She's looking in the monitor instead of at the viewers. More so, like when I'm talking here, I'm talking to the camera to make sure I'm talking to you guys. I'm not like looking at my body. That's body checking. But that's not. I mean, I was on Reddit. I was on. I can't remember the lady's name. I don't know if I pulled it up. Anyway, it was more of a she used to have an eating disorder. These ladies are going undercover and using either fake pictures of girls with their permission that had eating disorder or old ones of their own, because there is a whole thing where men, and this is true, they're going undercover now, are highly attracted to females that have ED because they have ED, they are so thin, they have lost breast tissue, etc., and it makes them look more childlike. Hey, Shan. Shan's coming up. And make sure you check out Shannon Van's channel and Tisa Tales.
Thank you. Sorry,
I'm so happy to see you, girl.
Thanks for having me. I didn't see the beginning of the show.
Yeah,
so
I was saying that
the...
no hate to Eugenia Cooney. She has to be ready to heal. People have begged, pleaded, cried. She is in a whole mess of layers.
Okay.
That she's going to have to come out of. You know, it has become, I was saying, in her consciousness now, in my professional opinion, I feel like she feels as though people love her now because she is the way she is. And if she were to get better, she would lose everything.
Yep, I get it.
Her business, her viewers, her everything.
I get it.
So that's part of, to me, why she does not want to hear anything, do anything, change anything.
Well, would you say that as someone recovering... Sorry, I've got an echo. I have no idea why. As someone who's recovering, don't you think that denial is heavier than anything else?
Oh yeah.
She looks great. Like, she's probably so proud of herself, or she's still not thin enough.
But look, when the guy, I saw the clip, and I wasn't good enough to, look, I got so far in the rabbit hole and so upset because, you know, I got a teenage daughter.
Right.
So, and I'd had it when I was younger, so it was emotionally charging. There was too many clips. But when the guy offered her $1,000 live to start
what was the $1,000 for?
He wanted her to start a fans only fans.
Wow. So okay, yep.
And she looked like somebody had said, "You are the most beautiful princess in the world, and I want to make you Queen of England." Yep. That is what she looked like. Her face. I kid you not.
I get it.
Like she just was like elated, and that was the best thing anyone has ever said to her in her whole life.
So then I have to ask you, as someone who's recovering as well, how are you able to discuss this so candidly and not be sweating and breaking into a rash?
Well, part of it is I became a psychotherapist.
Huh?
So cognitively, I understand it. Are there times, do I know the calories of a lot of foods? Yeah.
Every single one.
Do I still struggle with it at times in my head? Yes. Am I falling into those behaviors? No. But it will always be somewhere in my brain. But I don't act on it because I recovered from it.
Okay. Do you think that all people with eating disorders suffer from body dysmorphia?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And do you think even when you're recovered, say you're recovered and you haven't had an incident in over 10 years, do you think you still have body dysmorphia?
I think it comes and goes in waves.
Okay.
I think that even if you look great, you think you might not. And sometimes even when you look a little heavier, you might think you look better. It's a thing. It's a brain thing. At this point, it's a brain thing. So she may very well look in the mirror and think she looks better than she does at this point. You get
Or
me?
she's still in, I do, or she's still in that cycling where it's never enough, it's never enough, it's never, I'm not thin enough, I'm not thin enough, I'm not thin enough.
Right. But look, she's got I can't even tell you she is on Twitch, YouTube, and what is that other one? Discord. And there's no telling what other kind. So that's a busy girl.
I guess she's getting validated. So then if you're getting so much validation, the few people that are asking you to get help, you can't hear that because you're getting tons of validation everywhere else.
Right. Oh. So, there have been people crying, begging, pleading. There's been people in other states sending people to do well checks on her. She had 3 people that did 5150 that are her friends that had her get the help against her will. That's how she ended up in rehab. And those people were YouTubers, and they're no longer her friends.
Like she cut them off?
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, because they made her accountable.
Yeah. Because they were terrified. And, I don't know her in person. I don't know her mom in person. But, from what you hear in YouTube streets, her mom's a little odd. And if she's living with her mom and she's still not getting help, what are you going to do? She's 26 years old. But what breaks my heart is I see a beautiful 26-year-old that's creative, that if she were healthy, in my opinion, healthy, what I see as healthy, she could have her own family, her independence, her life, make creative decision, and the world would be at her feet. She would still have all of this. People would be cheering her on. But I feel like in her mind, this is it. But, there was one video where she's calling to ask permission from her mom if she can go downstairs.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
What, in your experience as, a psychotherapist as well as someone in recovery, do you think everyone needs like a wake-up moment, or do some people literally just wake up and they're ready? Or do you need like to be scared into it? I personally was scared into it.
I was scared into it.
Okay.
And I also saw the fear of my family's face. That was a wake-up call.
Okay.
Because my family, they don't like people to be overweight. And I was the one kid that was afraid I'm going to have to struggle with this because, I was the one that was more athletic, had the muscle, had to worry about, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the different shape, essentially, the different habitus. Your body habitus was different, muscle
and my mom was like stick thin, my brother was stick, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, whoa.
Okay. See, for me, like I only in the past probably 6 months or year have I felt more comfortable to talk about it. And I think that's ultimately what's going to help people. So if there's anybody that ever comes across this channel and is suffering, I just want to tell you that I have done irreparable damage to my bowels. Irreparable damage. For a very, I was only actively bulimic for less than a year. But I have done irreparable damage 15 years later that I still suffer with every single day. And was it worth it for the year of people telling me I look great when I still didn't feel that I was thin enough? It wasn't worth it. I've broken myself and not just mentally, but physically. It's no joke, you guys. Like, I need to have this body for the next 60 years.
Yeah.
And I broke it in my 20s.
And I can't say that it didn't make it hard for me to have kids.
Right? That's just it. Like, we have to somehow change our perception that health is beauty.
Yes,
Healthy is
please.
beauty. Like, I want somehow to be able to change even my own perception. I think I'm getting better at that. Like, someone will be like, oh yeah, she's a little too thick to be, in my opinion, to be gorgeous. I'm like, she's fucking beautiful.
Thank
because
you.
she's healthy. You see that muscle tone that you're talking about? Like, that is healthy. I mean, I considered myself at the time to be something called skinny fat, where I was skinny, but I couldn't walk up a hill without getting winded. That's not healthy.
No.
So I want to really, somehow, society, I wish we could change our view that healthy is beauty.
Hey, Carlton, that was when I was taking a shower, exactly what you were saying was in my head, because I thought, too skinny is not healthy. Too heavy is not healthy. Let's just be healthy. Just be healthy. Nobody should care about anything but being healthy, period.
Right?
Be sick, be thin, be healthy. Just be healthy. That's all I care about. All I care about with my daughter is be healthy, be happy, be healthy.
So you've raised a really good daughter.
Have a good heart. Be a good human.
Yes, it goes to the good human. Is that your new, slogan?
Yeah.
I love it. I absolutely adore it. And there's something in the chat about recovered or not, like the term. I personally don't. I just call myself a bulimic, but then people, when you say that, they're like, "Oh, you're still doing this, that." No, I'm always going to be a bulimic. That's all there is to it. So I just think in society, a lot of people prefer to call it recovered. It's up to you, I think, don't you? Like, does an alcoholic say I'm a recovered alcoholic, or do they just say I'm an alcoholic?
Look, we need to have the discussion.
Mm-hmm.
As long as we put it in the shadows, these girls aren't going to feel comfortable to talk about it to anybody. Look, it gets worse. Let me tell you how worse it gets.
A badge of honor. I hope that's where you're going.
Yeah, it should be a badge of honor to be able to discuss.
A lot of these girls, like, they're trying to, I'm gonna out thin her. My waist is gonna be smaller than hers. And it's like almost like this badge of honor. Like, who's the most emaciated? I win.
How thin is my arm yet?
Right?
Is my waist smaller yet? Look, it was so bad with me, I couldn't wait till I could fit in a size 0.
Oh, it's crazy, those goals that we set for ourselves. And I assume that you're like me. I'm very goal focused. Once I set a goal, I have to make it. I can't. It's almost like OCD. Like, I can't let it go. I need to reach that goal. So if you have that and you're worried, like, it's like a perfect storm.
Yeah. And a lot of perfectionist kids end up in the situation too. The ones that have to make the great grades. Yeah.
So yeah, Gina, I don't know if I'm recovering or not. I just always will be a bulimic. How about that? I haven't slipped physically. Like, I haven't taken any laxatives. I haven't done the other stuff, but damn straight, I'm obsessive about when I eat. I'm doing the because the safest thing for me now, in order to get to a healthy weight, I can't be on a scale, because that triggers my OCD about it. Do you feel the same way? Do you still own a scale?
I do, maybe once a week now, because let me tell you, before I lost Noah, I became a PIO instructor. I was like, I don't care about age. I don't care about, at my heart, I am an athlete. So I became, PIO's rough, let me tell you. It's not like just yoga. It's like yoga on crack. So I became a PIO instructor, and then after I lost him, when I was sort of coming out of the fog, I became a kickboxing instructor with a mask.
Wow.
Thank you very much. With a mask. So I was determined that I have that mentality that you're talking about.
Right?
Because if I stay focused, right, it helps me feel like I can overcome grief, pain, all kinds of stuff. That's how my mind works. But anyway, be that as it may, I've got to get to the point before I forget. This goes so much deeper with this girl. I found out some of the moderators are actually men, grown men, that are victimizing teenage girls that come on there. You heard me right.
Wow.
Allegedly,
right.
Eden said on her Discord, but I heard on other places too, but on her Discord.
This poor woman. But I just feel it's like any other addiction. Like, you are not going to hear it until you are ready.
But I have also heard that it's on D Street happening because it's blown up. She's so big. Okay, further, let me tell you what else is happening. There is a group of men, and I heard it on, I can't remember that lady's channel, Herbs and something. I got to give her credit, but I can't remember. She's gone undercover. The lady's gone undercover with a group of other women, and they use old pictures of them very thin or whatever. Look, they have the Anna Olympics. They are they kidnap women that are girls that have some of this disorder, and they pin them up until they get them very thin. And they make them do these physical things and have wagers and stuff, and then they use them. This is truth, allegedly.
This is truth, allegedly. Dana, my God.
It is sick, and it's going deep, deep, deep.
So where are you hoping to, doing the show, what is your goal about doing the show?
My ultimate goal is, and I just had to put that out there and push it away. But it's allegedly true. It's allegedly,
Okay.
I don't want to beat up on her. I would like to see an independent, healthy life for her to have everything. That's her choice. Everybody's told her what's possible. That's her choice. I want to shower her with light and prayers and love, no negativity. I want her to have everything. And I want her to know that her getting healthy she won't lose everything.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If that's where her mindset is, she won't lose everything. She would be an inspiration to the world. But my intention is I want young women and men, for that matter, because it happens to them too, to know you can speak up, baby. You can speak up. You're beautiful like you are. You don't have to be a stick to be, fabulous.
I just think this sound like, from what I've jumped into, it sounds a lot bigger than I thought it was. So that's why I was wondering what you're hoping to. This sounds like like you said, the rabbit hole. Like, this is really a big issue.
Oh, it is.
This woman, like, there's a lot of scary things in that picture that you've discussed. So that's why I was asking what your goal is.
What as a population, all of us can do tiny things to bring awareness. And some of us have teenagers, some of us have small children, some might have grandchildren. Can we be more aware?
Okay.
Can we be more aware of what they're doing, what they're watching, what's going on, right?
Okay.
When I found out more about this and Eden made me aware of some of it, it's terrifying.
Well, it almost sounds like an element of trafficking as well, which is why I'm
Bingo.
like, what are we talking about? Like, I thought this was just eating disorder, like, which
Nope.
was heavy enough.
No, it's not just that. It goes deeper.
But I guess if you're
Allegedly.
someone, no, if you're someone suffering with such an issue, then
You
that
can
would
be
make you more
manipulated.
vulnerable. Yeah, you're vulnerable to predatory type people. Okay. Wow,
Let me show
I don't know what I just jumped into.
let me show you her recent. I mean, they've got her basically modeling her body. It's a habitual thing. So now it has turned into something it was never meant to be. You will see patterns in all her videos. It's more than just about ED now.
How have you been strong enough to watch them?
I don't watch them all the way through.
Okay.
Some of them I do. I have to walk away. It
Okay.
doesn't trigger me to do something. It makes me sick as a mother, as a therapist, as somebody that wants to change things, what do I do? How do I fix this? Where do I start? This can't go on. And why don't these different platforms monitor this? Because I'm going to show you something in a second. There's not a video about that, but hold on. Let's see what I can do here.
Damn.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
very triggered at the moment. I'm like, think I'll go for a bike ride.
Well, just look at it as a journalist. Get in a different headspace if you can.
I'm still not strong enough to do that, but thank you for the suggestion. I feel like I'm always a day away from starting again, which is why I don't own a scale, which is why I take my measurements no more than 3 times a year.
Yeah.
Because if I do any of those things, it's this close for me to just get back on the other side.
I don't know how to do this. Entire screen. Oh, Chrome tab.
Yeah. And then don't forget to hit share sound at the bottom if you want the sound.
I'm just going to clip through.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing this and just like, and then it's really cool, kind of like on the sides there. You can see it kind of has like a corset. The shirt is a shirt that I got from them with flowers on it. Then, and this you can see probably like, well, I don't know. Yeah, and ever probably not, but and it's just got all these like cool like ocean things.
Is that a commercial?
She's got to get money. She's got to get her paycheck somehow. So, do you really think it's the platform's responsibility? I mean, if the platform, oh, look at that. Oh my God.
There. And you guys can see it's super pretty. It's got all these like fish and the sea and all that just kind of like printed on it. And from back, obviously, I need to tie this better and figure out how you get this tag on better. So ignore that. With all, I thought that it would work with this basically. So
Okay. Am I back?
Thank you. I can't look. I can't look. It's
Okay.
so...
In most of her videos, though, she's got what looks like an ice chest. She walks over, picks up the ice chest, moves it, right? Are you okay, honey?
Yeah, sorry.
Breathe,
Keep
breathe,
going,
breathe,
keep going.
breathe.
Yeah.
They have her go over, pick up an ice chest, move it. It's in almost every video. Like as a way to show her whole body. Right? This is supposed to be like a makeup channel.
Hey, Vintage, real quick question. Vintage said she's got to go. If we stop showing the pictures, will you stay? Because I can't look at the pictures right now.
Yeah,
either.
if you stop, I don't want to trigger anybody else. If I stop showing the pictures, will you stay?
I personally have even turned off. Like I'm only looking at the comments, not the screen anymore. It's so.
Okay, if I'm good with not showing any more pictures. I'm good with not showing any more pictures.
Okay. So to go to your question from before, like why aren't the platforms doing something?
Yeah.
As a creator, I don't know, I haven't thought this through, but I kind of don't want somebody knowing that somebody's going to monitor everything. This isn't cable TV where things do have to be monitored. And what's the other word I'm looking for? I can't think of it right now. Can you guys tell how like triggered I am?
Just breathe. I won't show anymore.
But I don't know that I want to have even more. It's almost like forced to conform. Like, I don't want somebody telling me what I can and can't post. Like, we already have limits as a creator, but I don't know that we should put the onus on the platform.
Right. But
maybe for those guys that are essentially the word we said before.
But if it's this traumatizing to you guys, and it bothers me, right? Are you still there?
Yeah.
Then it's affecting teens, and it's making them think, she's beautiful, and she says she's healthy and fine, which she says frequently. Then I want to look like that, and I want to be famous on YouTube.
You could say that about Paris Hilton's or Nicole Richie's of my day when they were like this thin. I mean, there's always been something. There's always been someone or something. So I don't know about the platform having to have accountability other than the mod that you were mentioning. That's different. But that's almost up to the creator.
Yeah.
And if the creator isn't, I don't know, messy.
But when it goes so deep that the other things are happening,
I don't know. I feel we're already in such a society that everything is so controlled, and that's also when you're someone suffering from those diseases. It's about control. So then you're going to tell me that I'm being controlled by another conglomerate? That's even triggering.
Right.
Because I find an eating disorder, a lot of it is about control.
So maybe there should be an age control.
Okay. And they do have that. Like, I had to change one of my shows with JC Bear to 18 and over.
I can imagine why.
Oh, geez.
I can imagine what the content was.
Oh, but can you?
I guess I can't. But, like, I pulled up a thing from YouTube, and it says, if it's traumatizing or heinous pranks, violence, hate toward a group, or demonstrates cruelty, sensationalizes pains of others, or attempt to gain views or subscribers that can cause lasting damage to community, including viewers, creators, or the outside world, or can have real-world consequences.
Oh, but see, where's Emily Baker when you need her? That can be really interpreted vaguely. Because you could say that us talking about celebrities is doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's just in their thing to cover their ass. I don't think it actually means they're going to do anything about it. Oh, geez. I did not know I was calling into something that had so many layers. I am so sorry if I got a little emotional.
That's okay. I mean, I did a trigger warning at the beginning, but again, I won't show any more. I didn't show a lot of anything. You know what I mean? Just pieces.
I think for people that are sensitive to that, one image is too many. I'm not saying that to you to be critical whatsoever, but for someone like myself and maybe Vintage, even one or two images sometimes can just be enough to.
What happened initially is I came too early, and I had a trigger warning on the original thing.
Oh, I saw the first one. I was like, where'd she go?
Yeah, I'll add a trigger warning in my title, Eden. She goes, I had a trigger warning before, came too early, it closed it out, and then I had to pop in with nothing.
Gotta love.
So I'm gonna add it after.
At the bottom. But you can also do the ticker at the bottom. But I'm gonna sit back and listen now because I feel like I need to go stretch or do some yoga maybe. But I'm gonna be listening.
I'm sorry.
Thank you for no. Oh my God! Please don't apologize. If anybody just wants to take any message from me, health first, health first, health first.
Yeah.
Healthy is beauty. Healthy is beautiful. Just like Dana. Dana's healthy and beautiful.
Oh, thank you, my friend. You are.
And
too.
I'm sincere. I'm very sincere. So everybody, I'm still going to be listening, but I'm going to be stretching, so I can't type. Thank you so much,
Oh
Dana.
yeah, Bowie girlfriend. It was the lady of Herbs and Altars. She was the lady that they're going undercover. I couldn't even listen to the whole description of that group.
Don't you think that's even like, I know people like have rescue complexes, but why is that your place? What are you going to do with it after you find the
Maybe
info
it
you've
ain't my
got?
place, but that's bad. Ooh, bad.
Right?
The law needs to get involved and do something about that. Ooh, bad. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Bad.
that's a whole, this is what I meant. There's a whole lot of extra layers I didn't realize. So thank you, Eden, for getting your mom to talk about this, because this is very, very informative and important. So thank you.
I mean, I had no idea it went that deep.
And if this was one of my other shows, I'd say, how deep? Okay, I had to end on a silly note. I had to. Thank
Yes.
you, Dana.
Thank you. Everybody check out Shannon Van. But seriously, what do we do to help one another, the young girls, the young guys, and send love to Eugenia Cooney to let her know if she decides to change things up, she would still be greatly talented. People would still watch her. That it does not have to be the way it is. I'd like to see her have independence and her own kind of life with her own kind of choices. Truly, I'm sending her all the love in the world. I watch her videos and I think that, in my opinion, that people are allowing Eugenia Cooney is the product, and it's become less about her talent, even though she's talented, in my opinion. I want to know what you guys think. Emily is at EJ's. What do you all think? I'm going to draw the link again. Like I said, no hate. I offer no hate. I don't want any hate for her. I don't want any. Good humans only. I've always had care and concern for her. But when I heard this other stuff, and like I said, Shan's had connection with Edie. I've had connection with Edie in the past. I want people to realize, like Shan said, healthy is beautiful. People want to know what your heart's like. People want to know how you think. Are you funny? Do you listen to your gut? Are you creative? How do you think about things? What's the latest book you read? What are your hobbies? What do you like to do? People want to know about you, the human. Nobody cares about the number. They want the healthy person. Not the person that potentially is not here because they let themselves get so unhealthy that they disappeared. People care and love and just want the person, right? You know, like I said in the beginning, my head was going, girl, no, don't do this, girl. My gut was like, oh, you got to shed some light on this. Make it okay to talk about this and erase the shame. What if all these teen girls around here and some boys, because they're on the weight team, They're on the football team. They got to get to a certain weight. No telling what they're doing. They're trying to cut themselves. I don't mean literally cut, I mean cut their weight. What if they are walking around feeling like it's not okay to talk about it? That it's some big secret that they're carrying, and then they get carried away doing it. Look, you and I both know if you've had an ED, you get very creative and clever at hiding it. Super duper at hiding it. I noticed when Eugenia came out of rehab, she was wearing baggy clothes. Like she didn't want people to see that she gained a little weight, which was curious to me. In the Shane Dawson interview, she was wearing baggy clothes. She looked good. She used to model a little bit. She's beautiful. But the thinner she gets, the less she wants to wear. There was this whole thing recently about her flashing her underwear in some of her videos. Like she had to take things a step further. How far will she go? I'm saying send the girl love and light. Like cover her with light. At this point, short of somebody doing another 5150 against her will, there is nothing anybody can do except just love her and encourage her that she's beautiful and she'll be beautiful, healthy. She is a grown woman now. She's going to have to decide that that's what she wants. But the problem is she is, streamed, just Twitch, Discord, YouTube. She's got everyone everywhere. She may have people begging and pleading for her to get healthy and making all these comments, but she has just as many loving and encouraging her and hyping her up, right? Just as many hyping her up. And those are the ones she focuses on. I'm concerned there's going to come a time there won't be a Eugenia channel. I don't want that for her. But again, she's, 26 years old? Grown woman. We just got to send her love and light. Send her love and light. No hate. She has to make up her own mind. If she wants a life of her own choices and independence and doing creative things and getting away from, I don't know where dad is, but, having independence away from her mom and, doing things she never thought she'd do. That has to be her choice. But we are adults in our own lives. How can we make a change around us and make it a conversation that's okay, that's open, right? We've spent this last year trying to get people woke about things that are really important. Really important. Black Lives Matter, everything that went wrong, COVID in the last year, all the, things that people just watched in front of them. We were hyper-focused because we were so stuck in one place that we could actually see what was going on in the moment. We need to give some attention to this too. We do. And not go, well, that's too big for me to pay attention to, or I don't have a kid, or I didn't have ED, or like this has been going on for decades. Decades. And now it's turning into a hot mess where they're blowing wind up the skirts of kids that are doing this and manipulating them and doing more. So we can do things on a small level to make a difference. Yeah? and create a domino effect. We can. We can make it okay to talk about. Maybe it's sharing our own story. She asked me how I can just share it. Well, I did it. I'm taking responsibility for it. I did it. Am I proud of it? No, not. I took Dexatrim. You could buy it in the drugstore. Anybody remember Dexatrim? Had the commercials everywhere. Diet pills. You can go to the drugstore now and buy diet stuff. I did Herbalife. I counted calories like my life depended on it. But once you start recovering, your weight comes back. Maybe you have to watch it so it doesn't rebound worse. But that's not what is important. You're damaging your organs. Your hair falls out. If you're bulimic, you're damaging your teeth. You're affecting your cells. Your body has to repair. Yeah? Focus on love. Not the wrong kind of love. How about loving yourself? Yeah? Would you want your friend or your child or your mother, anybody you love, to feel like to be loved was contingent upon their size? No. You don't want anybody to feel they're only valuable if they are a number on a scale. Baby, this body's it's just a vehicle. This body is a vehicle. It's your soul that counts. It's your soul that counts. Just keep the vehicle healthy. Like a tune-up to your car. Keep it healthy. If you want to give it accessories, do that. Yeah? Keep it healthy and safe. Make the conversation real. You be real. Don't be ashamed if you got caught in the trap of ED. Be a genuine, authentic, good human. That's what I'm asking. Because if you're not having real conversations, there won't be real healing. There won't. Do you understand what I'm saying? Kids cannot trust people that won't be real with them. Scars and all. I sound like a preacher. I sound like a preacher. You still feel that about love, Shan? Like you got to be a certain size to be loved? Nope. Diane says heart disease from diet pills. Yep. You can. I'm going to drop the link in case anybody wants to come up. How did you feel about Crystal Minkoff sharing her ED this week? I'm going to talk about it too, but would love to hear what you thought. I did not hear that. I'm going to be honest. I did not hear her share that. Yeah, I remember class action lawsuits about some prescribed diet pills from the doctors that they mixed with, I forgot what they mixed it with. It was probably 20 years ago. It was like a cocktail. And everybody was like wanting it so bad because people were losing weight. It was they both started with P. Phentermine and something else. People were losing weight left and right and they wanted it. And I didn't take that because my alarms went off and I knew that I had fallen in that trap once upon a time. Fin, that's it, Diana. Yes, it was Fin. It was all the rage. Fin. I clicked something I didn't want to click. Yes, I did. It was Fin Poodle Freak. Hey, Poodle Freak. Yeah, the Fin craze. What we will do to try to make ourselves lose weight. You know, I can remember being teeny tiny, and thinking about weight. Now, isn't that crazy? Teeny tiny thinking about weight. I was visiting my grandmother. I was laying in my bed that she told me I could sleep in that room, looking at her across the hall in the bathroom, and she had one of those big old girdles on, the ones that went from your thighs to your chest. And I can remember thinking, now this is terrible. If I get F-18 when I grow up, I'm going to K myself. I'm not going to say the whole word. I'm going to myself. I was little. Now, what a way for a little kid to think. If I get F-18 when I grow up, I'm going to myself. Little. I can remember thinking that. Like, that's the worst possible thing that can happen to you. Because I can remember, people, that's the last glorious thing that people think they can just easily say about people. No big deal. It's to call them names. I also remember thinking, can't wait till I get really old because I can eat whatever I want then because nobody will care. Right? Like everybody's so hyper-focused on the way people look, on the way they present. I want to change the narrative. Focus on people being good humans. Being good humans. Healthy. Loving. Kind. Being good humans. We underestimate the power of being a good human. Hello, Sharon Pierce. I know someone who disappeared right in front of me. Her family hospitalized her, but she never recovered, and the harm you do not eating is amazing. She passed due to body shutting down. Exactly, because when you do not eat, your organs begin to shut down. Slowly. They begin to shut down slowly. I'm so very sorry to hear that. And like I said, if you are clever at it and it goes on long enough, you become so genius, right? And as a society, as family, as what we're watching, are we responsible? What's our responsibility? Do we make it okay somehow? Diana says, Dear Dana, look at the celebs that have these surgeries but start plugging all these diet pills, waist trainers, etc. to look like them. Unrealistic. Absolutely. Completely unrealistic. 100% unrealistic. And I look at Eugenia and I think, what is her real story? What was it like growing up for her? What kind of love does she feel in her heart? Is the only real love she's feeling from her viewers? I mean, I've seen some interaction with her mom online, and it seems a little bit, I don't know, strained. But I'm not there. So I don't know the whole story. I can't really judge. But, I really want to know what is her 26, 27-year-old life like? What kind of message are these girls getting? And who is monitoring their life? It's so out of control. She's on Discord, she's on Twitch. And I know these platforms can't do everything. What's their responsibility? But then what's ours? What's ours? It upsets me so much. And you have all these people making comments about, this shouldn't happen. Somebody should do something, etc., etc. And I think, yeah, she's being taken advantage of, Diane. And I feel like if YouTube said, you need to take a break from this until things changed up a little bit, would taking a break make her more aware? Because I feel like she has turned into the product. It started out her coming on saying, I want to be a makeup artist, I'm going to do this. But it feels like they have turned Eugenia Cooney into the product, in my opinion. And they have allowed her to maintain the condition in order to be the product so people will come view. I don't know if it's her mom, whoever is helping guide this thing. I blame them. Who is there loving and supporting her? I blame them. I feel like she thinks if she doesn't look this way, this world she's built up is huge. It's huge. Will fall apart. That this is why people come. That's heartbreaking. Poodle Freak, you're right. Girls tend to mirror their mothers or other female role models. When I have seen her mom's on the heavy side. Her mom's on the heavy side. Her mom's been in a few of her videos, but generally, her mom's not in the video. So I really don't know what to say about that. And her room looks like a child's room. It just, I think she has another space, but, the room she films in looks like a kid's room. Stuffed animals, twin bed. And when you walk in her house from the Shane Dawson video, there's a lot of the same around. So I don't know what we can do. In your opinion, I want to know, do you think the platforms have any responsibility? Let me know in your comments or in the chat. Do the platforms have any responsibility for what's going on, or the content, or even the mods older men coming in acting like they're not, I guess, and being mods in Discord and YouTube and whatever. Diana wants to know, do you think her mom lives through her and wants to have her live the life she may have wanted? Probably, because I feel like Eugenia, the money she makes, probably pays for everything. I also understand that her mom has a home in another state. And sometimes Eugenia goes and stays there. Now, I know that when Shane Dawson came to visit, there was a guy that was with Eugenia that answered the door. I don't know if Eugenia has a brother or not. I should have checked into that more. My daughter Eden could tell me. I don't know if she's still around in the chat. But yeah, I'm going to have to fix the whole beginning of this chat. Like I said, I don't know what made me come at 8 o'clock and open up. Had everything organized. Nobody here shut it down, and it said, oh, this chat ended. Do we think any of the platforms, YouTube, Discord, Twitch, have any responsibility to police her channel in any way? What do you think? What are your thoughts on this? It's tricky. I don't want to take her independence away. I mean, she has the thought process of, she happy bombs, joy bombs, so to speak. She never tends to get upset about anything. Like it should bother her in some way, which is a problem. But it's part of she's so deep in the psychological process of it. She just, you know what I mean? I don't think I'm using the right word, but, like constantly trying to look at the bright side of everything without having an emotional process about things. It's a little disconcerting. She does talk about her haters and wants to just disregard them or block them out and just focus on the good, which, it is good to focus on the good, but sometimes things get us upset, right? Yeah, she may have heard her mom talk down about herself, but I just don't know. She and her mom seem to have a complicated relationship. I did see one video where her mom had her try on a bathing suit in the middle of the store. Like, Eugenia had on a small top and small shorts, mind you, and tried it on over the top of everything, but it was in the middle of the store. But she's only demoing makeup and clothes. What would a platform shut her down for? Well, I mean, recently she's been flashing her underwear while she's doing it, and I don't know, it's very unhealthy. The degree of her health is dangerous at this time. It's just extremely dangerous at this time. It's just progressively gotten more and more dangerous. People are watching it. So what I'm saying is, it's going to get to the point where she's not going to be here. People are watching it happen. YouTube should have a lot of responsibility. They're letting active addicts beg for their drugs. I have heard about that lately. And JC Barry, you have too, right? What Jeanette Maxey is talking about, I have heard about that. Letting addicts have that. We all can see the real issue, yes. That's why I'm talking about it's so conflictive about where is the responsibility here. Right? That's why it's so, it makes you feel so torn. I have no hate toward her. I only have love and care toward her. Yeah, cash apps and all. And she's making a lot of money. My concern is it's turned from makeup to she is the product. Her health going down has become the product. And all these underlying dark things happening behind the scenes has become dangerous. But it's walking that fine line, right? It's under the guise, under the mist, under the dark. So what do? Yeah, not torn, just helpless. And on top of that, you also we have ED. We need to make it an open conversation with our kids and let it quit being in the shadows. Because so many adults are like, oh, I had that. I don't want to talk about it. It triggers me. I don't want to talk about it. It triggered me watching a lot of this, right, when I had to do the research. It did. I'm not going to lie. But by the same token, I was more upset at the effect it's having on the kids. That upset me more. I would rather be triggered and transparent and speak the truth and be there for kids. I'd just rather be triggered, but be available and be a healer. I'd rather be a healer. You get me? At the core, that's what I am. I want to make a difference. So what are we going to do about it? That's my question. What are we going to do about it? Even if it's tiny, what are we going to do about it? Sharon says, Diane, I hate to tell you that she isn't ready to change her life. People have tried and she shuts them down. If you don't see, you don't want to change. Are you talking about Eugenia, Sharon? Diana, YouTube is terrible. Let's see what she says. YouTube is horrible. I had someone close to me that was a victim of lies that was ruining their life. Contacted law enforcement and YouTube. YouTube wouldn't do anything. I guess YouTube is limited in some ways. You know, I asked someone about, from YouTube, about what happens on the YouTube streets today. And they said that it's expected that there's going to be beefs between YouTubers, and sometimes it's planned, and it brings views and drama. And that's kind of how they passed it off to me. That's what they said. So, and those were when I was in YouTube school today. That was pretty much their answer. And they just passed it off. So, you know, we can either decide as individuals that we're going to do nada, right? Or we're going to decide that we're going to be wiser and we're going to plan to make a difference. Maybe we're going to write an article. Maybe we're going to be open to the neighbor's kid or our own kid. Maybe we're going to be more aware of what's going on and not feed into it. Yeah, Sharon says, what would it change if she gets booted off of YouTube? She might go deeper into her issues. She might. Or what if the platforms told her that, I don't know if they could though. They probably couldn't. That if she got some help, she could come back, but they probably couldn't. Hello, Love Kai. She says, years ago, when Tracy Gold got sick with anorexia, while on the cast of Growing Pains, the entire cast and production company came together and convinced her to get help. Why is no one in EC's life helping? I don't know. Like I said, she had 3 YouTube friends that got so desperate because her weight went down that they had a 5150 put out on her, which is having her hospitalized against her will. It only takes 2 people, actually. She was hospitalized. She was kept for weeks. I don't remember exactly how long. She put on weight. She looked so good when she came out. Her face was fuller. She looked beautiful. 4 or 5 months after she was home, Shane Dawson decides to come to her house and do an interview. He had one interview. It's on YouTube. You can see her where she's wearing clothes, covering herself up. She admitted at that point that she had ED, and they did this whole thing. And he was this was before the whole blow up with him getting in trouble, and he was trying to support her. He gave her some Jeffree Star cosmetics and stuff, and it looked like it could be really positive. She looked so good. I was hopeful. But she relapsed. And now she's back in the mindset that she was just born really thin. And she's doing the same thing all over again. I mean, there have been people she's let come up live that have been begging and pleading and crying. And she gets sad for them that they're so upset and tries to convince them that she's fine. And I mean, look, I'm about to cry because they're crying. So, look, if she completely fell in love with somebody, that might do it. But I don't see how she even has the opportunity to fall in love with anybody. Because my sense about it is she's pretty much in her home all the time or around her family. If she goes shopping, they say that a car picks her up. She doesn't drive. A car picks her up. If she visits someone or goes shopping, the car waits outside until she's done and takes her straight back home. So I don't know that she's ever even been in love. She's had some real messed up dreams about, dogs severely attacking her, if you know what I mean, in an intimate way. She's had some interaction with some males before that wasn't so great. I just don't think she's ever. I've never heard of her having a boyfriend or anything. But I think if she ever really fell in love, it might make a difference. I think she has referred to older men or grown men as they make her feel weird or something like that. I don't know. It's a big hot mess. And the only therapist that she has had, you can't even refer to her name or you'll get striked. And I don't know how helpful she was. It's intense. Again, I wish her nothing but love, light, blessings, healing. No hate whatsoever. She has got to want it all on her own. But again, everything has turned into a big bundle of hot mess surrounding what's going on with her. And I never even thought about men with that messed up train of thinking being attracted to Anna. Females or even males for that matter, but females with Anna, because of their lack of body mass, they look like girls, adolescents. Yeah. It gets bad. It goes deeper than I ever thought. So, what I'm asking everybody is we have to come up with solutions and we have to become more transparent than ever to help and make a difference. We have got to become healers. We have got to become the difference and take a chance and not put blinders on and walk on by like so many people do anymore. I agree, but you can take a horse to water and force them to drink. Sad. How can she not see how she looks? Because you get body dysmorphia. Part of ED is your brain gets tweaked somehow, and you can go to a mirror and not see what everybody else sees. That's part of it. The other part of it is, again, I think at some point in her mind, she thinks if she gets better, people will quit coming to see. And I'm not, let me preface with this, I am not comparing her to what I'm about to say. Okay? I'm just trying to look for something that makes sense. You know how you used to go to the fair and they'd have the tall man, the strong man, things like that? And you want to go see the tallest man in the world or the super strong man, right? I feel like in some ways, Eugenia started the page for makeup, but I feel like she more so feels like this has become her identity. And that more so people come to see Eugenia, the very thin girl that does makeup. And if anything changes about that, she may lose her audience. Sharon says, I find that today kids are smart and know that health is the way to go now, since for the last year's life threw us a curve. Most of them may know that, but it depends on what they're into. The girls that are too into becoming influencers on social media may not be as aware if they're too focused on appearance. If they're too focused on becoming a model. Yes, Love Kai says. Oh, gracious. Good nutrition is important. If you don't nourish your brain properly, it does not work. Yes. And you can start to have trouble knowing what is real and what is delusional. I absolutely agree. Your brain can get glitchy. Your blood sugar goes wacko. I mean, just all the little aspects that are not in balance chemically. When you don't have enough water, when your hydration is off, when the nutrients are off, your brain just doesn't function properly. Your muscles can get wacko. Very glitchy, yep. And sometimes I see little clues about, twitching or quivering or, her losing words, and you'll notice different inflections in her voice, just things that are off. You just want to make her healthy. I almost wish I could snatch her up and just make her healthy. I mean, she's absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous, period. But I want to make her healthy. I don't want to watch her not be here. How can any mom, first and foremost, any of you that are moms, how can any mom? She lives with her mom. How can any mom just sit back and watch? But again, I'm going to ask you, do you think this is really a conversation people have? Or do you think this is still one of those taboos that we push away and don't talk about? Personally, I think it's still a taboo. With my daughter, we talk about it. If she asks me, we talk about things. Tell me in the chat. Because if you don't come up here, you don't tell me here, I'm stuck trying to read everybody's mind. Right? Like I said, my head was going, girl, don't do it. But my gut was going, I had to do it. Because I have thought about this girl for years, and it kept coming up. And I don't know why now, but I just feel like it was my responsibility. Finally have a platform, and I had to do it. I didn't want to do it in a hateful way. I didn't want to do it in a mean way. And then I found out these other aspects attached to it. And I know that platforms cannot do everything. Oh, I hit it with my leg. 2 inch by 2 inch, that's pretty small. That is crazy. If it's your birthday, cut a piece of cake, right? Cut a real piece of cake. Thank you, Jenny, for telling me that. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I didn't want to make this too depressing, too triggering. In your opinion, do you feel we need to make this a more transparent conversation? I want to know. I really honestly want to know. Not about Eugenia Cooney. Good. I feel like it's been one of the last taboos. If we make it safer for girls, boys especially, maybe they won't get caught up and some of this other underground thing going on. Do you hear me? Maybe we can nip it in the bud, possibly. Maybe that's where we can make the difference. So they're not feeling insecure and land and um, feeling like they're getting this attention from a stranger, unnecessary attention from a stranger, bad attention that they don't know is bad from a stranger. Because, these strangers got it locked down when their attention's bad. They know how to groom them. They know how to get them set and ready. Our cities, under the guise of darkness, we have enough of the kids getting snatched up. Not talked about enough. It's happening left and right. We need to stop it. And it begins with talking. And Lord, I did not know all these little things are connected. It may not be the only place it's connected, but any place that you see a kid or a teenager maybe feeling insecure about themselves, start nipping it in the bud, because lo and behold, it can lead to the dark underground of these things going on. And when I realized that, as I stepped into, and I'm not blaming it on Eugenia Cooney, let me preface with that, but it has become a wormhole, right? When I stepped into that and realized that these sneaky snakes find any crevice they can to crawl into and take advantage of teenagers, kids feeling insecure, looking for somebody to look up to, I was like, oh, honey, no, not today. Not today. If my voice makes any kind of tiny difference, I hope it does. I pray it does. And I'm asking for all good humans. All good humans. Use your gut, use your heart, use your voice. If you've had an experience, be transparent. Don't be ashamed. It happened. You recovered. Share it so somebody knows they can recover and have a good life. Or share it so somebody knows they don't have to go through it. And they know the ramifications. Be transparent. Be a good human. Stop some of these things from happening before they get started. This will allow kids to know they don't have to go look for somebody that's feeling as insecure as they are to be their undercover hero. I'm not saying Eugenia is bad. She's not. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that some of those sneaky snakes finding those cracks and crevices are looking for their next victim. Let's stop that. And it begins with us. And if it begins with a few words, that's no skin off your back. It's no skin off my back. Right? Hey, Busy Blue. I love you too, buddy. It begins with a few kind words. So Eugenia Cooney I'm sending you love. You hear me? I'm sending you love, and I'm sending you light and healing to know you can have the world. You can have an independent life where you make decisions and have love away from everything that's controlling you. And you can have healing and health, and you can still have the world. You can still have the world, even if you get healthier. Everybody's still going to love you. I can't fix it. Nobody can fix it. Your choice. You're grown. You're a grown woman. Not my choosing, not my decision. I'm not going to tell you what to do. And that's not what tonight was about. No hate here. It's about people coming to your channel and trying to take advantage of others on top of that. And it's about adults finally being adults. Anybody wants to talk about it, they can. But it's about adults finally being adults and not being ashamed of things they've overcome. If you've had an eating disorder and you overcame it, you may have a twinge of it somewhere in the back of your head, but for the most part, you overcame it. Maybe you got triggered. That's okay, but you overcame it. Help others not get trapped, and help others not become victims of some, doofus that's trying to snake their way in to platforms and take advantage of kids and teens that are already struggling. I cannot say that enough. We walk past things because life is hard. We got problems. We don't want to deal with things. Stop walking past. You don't have to take on everything, but take on something. Make some kind of small difference. What if it was you? Won't somebody walk past? Like you don't matter? Anyway, I need to quit preaching. And I want to shift gears. But before I do, whatever greater good you believe in, whether it's God, Creator, Buddha, I'm asking you for all the kids that we're taking advantage of, for all the kids that are struggling, for all the kids that have the disorder, or women or men, for Eugenia Cooney, I want you to send only love and light and good thoughts. Surround her with light. Yeah? You can start there, right? I always surround all of you with light before I come. But just start there. And I love you for it. Also, I have to tell you, $243 went to Vintage. The kids have started painting the wall. She will get pictures to me soon. She had to deal with a little one that was struggling emotionally a little bit. So we did this just in time. Even little kids struggle sometimes. Even little kids struggle emotionally sometimes. So we got to step in and listen. Sometimes listening or holding space is the best thing we can do. Just being there for someone, lending support, right? So it's a good thing going on. I know my hair looks crazy tonight We got rainstorms going on left and right. I know it wasn't as fun tonight, but I just felt with everything in me, it was so important. I may catch backlash. I hope I don't. But I had to do it. I had to do it. I want to lift up fellow content creators. Please go check out Tisa Tales on YouTube. She is a recent creator I've connected with who I love. Busy Blue, of course, I love you dearly, my friend. Check out Busy Blue and Jolene. And up, go check out Shannon Van. She was on here tonight. I adore her, my friend. Yes, Tisa. I love Tisa. Her and my energy she's getting to know me now, but we just connected. She'll get to know me better later, but I felt her busy. You know how I feel, people. I just felt her. She'll get to know me better, but I just felt her. But I want to thank everyone that took their time to come and listen to this tonight. I don't usually do such heavy topics. But again, thank you for popping back in, Vintage. Maybe we'll get to see pictures on Wednesday or something. But I truly, from the bottom of my heart, love all of you. I told somebody, okay, thank you, Busy. Mwah. I may grow slow. I hope I don't. But from the very core of my being, I want to make a difference. I really want to make a difference. I hope that shows. But I love all of you. I appreciate all of you. All the butterflies here. You are good humans. You know how I love good humans. I wish I could reach out and just wrap you all in this love I feel for you. I know that you probably could tell how serious this whole thing is for me and how much I feel for Eugenia. I gotta go fix my picture and everything for this live. And I hope if Busy's coming up. Hold on. Whoop. I see no picture. I see a picture. Oh my God, that's not Busy. That is not Busy. Ugh. I should have paid better attention. What am I going to do? I guess I'm going to have to get Eden somehow to, oh my Lord. Because that was Busy up there. That was not Busy. Right there. That upsets me so much. I know that was Busy. That just left a minute ago. That upsets me so much. Oh my Lord. So disheartening. Anyway, those that come to see that like Eugenia, please know my heart's with Eugenia. I'm not hating on her whatsoever. What a way to end this. I love you all so very much. Again, thank you for coming. Please go check out Tisa Tales. Please check out Busy Blue Jolene. Please check out Shannon Van. Did I forget anybody else? Yeah, Kim Taylor, Son of Fried Gluten Free. Thank you, Miriam, for coming. I want to thank everybody for coming. Oh, I got Amy. She said herbs and ulcers. She actually used to have an ED herself, and that's how she has the knowledge. I highly recommend her video on that subject. I'm glad Margie came and Amy came. Quilton, JC Bear. Trying to read off some people on I'm so messed up from that guy coming on. Vintage, Gina, Diana, the Poodle Freak, Bowie Girl, Sharon Pierce, Love Kai 88. I appreciate you all so much. Busy. I don't appreciate that guy that came on and did that. Still so upset about that. But anyway, I want to say it's usually more fun than this. I'm trying to snap out of it. Yes. Thank you for coming. I love you all so very much. And remember, your vibe attracts your tribe. Oh, yeah. Before I forget, drop me some cases you might want to work on. Right? Because I've been thinking about, see, now I forgot. The guy's got me so messed up. You know the guy that did away with his whole family? I was watching it tonight. Back in 2017? Do you know who I'm talking about? Anybody? Let me see if I can remember. And yeah. Oh yeah, Watts. The Watts case. Are you interested in doing the Watts case? Shanann Watts and her two kids that she was pregnant. Let me know. Put it in the chat below. If you have any questions, if you have any problems and you need advice, please put it in the comments below and I will answer you back. Or you can send me a private message on Instagram at DearDana3. Okay? And I will answer you. Thank you all so very much for coming. And again, your vibe attracts your tribe. The Delphi case in Indiana. Not sure if they found a person. Let me write that down. Delphi case. That sounds interesting. Thank you, Diana. Oh, I'm going to have to go clean my brain. I guess that's the price you pay sometimes for being on YouTube. Thank you all the new people that came. Oh, that sounds familiar. One night, we're just going to have a good old chat where everybody's just chatting about stuff. Yeah, he ruined my night too, Vintage. I don't like it. I like it when we're laughing and stuff. I don't see that. I thought it was my buddy for a minute. I just saw when Busy said he was leaving, and then all of a sudden it was sad. And I definitely knew it wasn't Busy. Unless it was the wrong color. Oh, shoot. Okay, I was afraid. I was scared.
Yeah, I just wanted to say hi because I don't like leaving on a sour note. That was mean. That was mean. And all
Terrible.
for voyeurism and streaking, but
That made me sick.
you know when you rub a cat the opposite way and it goes, "Rrrr." Yeah, I felt like that. That was not funny.
That was so.
Ugh.
I hate that.
I love that you say you hate that like it's happened to you before. Like, oh, that. I hate when that happens.
It has not on YouTube. It hasn't happened, but it has happened to me before.
Okay, story time.
I'm trying to remember when it has happened, but like when you randomly talk to people.
When you randomly talk to people, that happens. They just decide to drop trow. Dana.
No, I used to be on like a neurology chat and stuff where we talk about problems for our kids. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And that happens?
Yeah. And then yeah, awful. By the way, you look very pretty.
Thank you. I wore my monarch butterfly t-shirt for the kids today.
Aw, and your hair looks all good.
Oh, thank you. It's growing out. I look less skunky.
It looks like you got lipstick on.
Oh no, that's au naturel.
Oh, but you look pretty.
Thank you.
So overall, did it go well?
Yeah, it was great. So I was supposed to have two little ladies, a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old. Unfortunately, Cora, named Coraline after the Neil Gaiman book, she was sick, so she couldn't make it. So it was Nana and her big sister, Destiny. And we were having a great time until this little boy decided to come.
Yeah.
And it was weird. It was just weird. But then I thought, what would Dana do? So I reached out to his grandmother, and I'm going to see if I can continue teaching him,
Yeah.
but just him alone. I don't think he should be around other children.
Yeah. I agree.
Dude, he was 6.
I know, that's heavy.
It was very heavy, and I felt red flags the minute he started hugging me, because to hug a stranger in such a way, I knew there was some kind of emotional whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like we were having such a great time, and then he just sat down and was like, I hate myself and I want to die. And Nana's 8. And even she looked at him like, what? What's going on now? So, but this is also one of the reasons why I wanted to start this thing at the garden. So,
what did you say to him when he said that to you?
I asked him what he meant. I asked him like how he's feeling, and I tried to get more in depth, but he kept displaying a lot of self-destructive behavior. And so I still had to control Nana. So keep in mind, Bissell Gardens is by a dead end. So for you to try to run into ongoing traffic, the cars that come by there are parking. So the fact that you're trying to kill yourself in front of a car that's parking is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But, I remember he's 6. So I don't think he plans this out. But yeah, I just tried to get more information, but it just got creepier. So I eventually to the point where I just called his grandmother and was like, no, he needs to go. And that's when the girls were just like, yeah, we're out. We need to go.
Yeah.
Because he was just very dark.
Yeah. That's just heart-wrenching.
Yeah. And I wanted to end this on a good note.
Yeah.
But I called his grandmother. I'm going to see if I'm going to still be there every weekend. So I'm gonna see what else I can do. One thing that I did take away, even though we were spray painting, he did not spray paint on the path. And after I told him not to spray paint on the plants, he didn't do that again. So I think he wasn't that destructive. It was more self-destructive, if that
Yeah.
makes any sense. Like, he didn't want to do any harm to anyone around him.
Yeah.
So for me, that was the big takeaway. Like,
Yeah.
he definitely, I feel like if it's self, you definitely want to build yourself up.
Yeah.
So I reached out to his grandmother, and hopefully I'll see him next weekend, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Well, that was positive. You did well with him.
It was an interesting day. Let's go with that.
Yeah. And hopefully
Yeah.
more kids will come.
Yeah. I'm hoping to build a little community. I can actually show you some of the paintings.
Okay. Aw.
Nana was very specific. This is supposed to be hung like this. It's vertical. It's the only vertical one. Again, she was very specific.
Oh, that's cute. So those are going to be hung on the wall?
Yep. Around the fence. This, though, this is hilarious. So one of the parents actually painted this, and the kids criticized it because after everyone paints, I like to do a critique. You know, like, oh, what do you like? What don't you like? Everyone hated this. And Yaz, one of the moms, kept like trying to hide. It was so funny. like these are like 6-year-old kids, and they're just like, they like shred this painting. Like, what is it? Is it an ear or a slug? What is that? And there was like, Yaz was just like, oh my God. Because they were speaking Spanish too, like, ay, que eso, mariposita, eso es nada. Like, it was bad. It was so bad. She, like, for a Spanish woman to turn that shade of red, she was so embarrassed. And it was her daughter that was grilling her too. It was too funny.
The kids will tell you the truth.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they will. Oh, my gosh. Oh, I just wanted to pop in because it was getting a little dark after that senor. But
Yeah.
I'm happy we got a smile on your face.
Well, I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to have to get Eden to cut that out for me.
Yeah, I think you should.
Yeah.
Or, you know, on Wednesday, reactions to doo-doo faces who pollute this channel with doo-doo-ness.
Yeah, I'm going to be like paranoid every time somebody's box comes up now.
Well, I guess they maybe, you know, take it in a positive way. They just wanted to show you their contribution. No, there's no positive way to take that. Never mind.
No.
No.
I guess
I'm
they're trying to show me they're one of the pervs from the channel. I don't know.
Yeah, like, but I mean, there's so many other channels to be pervy on. Like, and it's so funny. You were talking about like self-empowerment, and then boom,
Yeah.
elephant face.
And I wanted to make a point too. I hope Eugenia doesn't take this away as anything negative to her.
I think she deserves all the love a community can give. I think, I mean, it was a very, I popped out because it was a tricky subject for me. And I didn't know who she was until like, oh, let me just Google this. And then I was like, ah.
Yeah.
But it's very similar to the Housewives. Like, I feel like fame does something that maybe might not be the best for certain people.
It just makes me sad because I want her to have her own life. She hasn't even gotten to have her own life.
But I feel like her community might be enabling her.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And I mean, I'm speaking from like I suffer from addiction, so I know sometimes your community, I know your vibe attracts your tribe, but sometimes the people you associate with will enable bad behavior because they're also behaving badly, and they kind
Yeah.
of enjoy seeing a train wreck.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes it's weird, but it's true.
Yeah. But anyway, all we can do is send love and light and hoping, you know.
Yeah, and she deserves it because
Yeah.
she's a beautiful lady. I have no idea, like, yeah, it happens.
Yeah. But thank you so much, Vintage, for
Yeah,
helping push away that bad
that's bad juju.
that
Mm.
bad that bad juju go away.
Yep. Let's. My dog is sleeping. I'm annoying her.
Oh,
Yep,
how
she's a little.
cute.
She's a little pissed at me right now because I just woke her up. But
But I
um,
appreciate you.
thank you so much, and take
Yeah.
that image. Mm, mm.
I don't want any Malbert in my face.
No, no. All
Thank
right.
you.
Good night, Dana. Good night, butterflies.
Good night. Yeah, I know. Woo. That'll be the emblem. Well, I am sending you all love and light. Yeah, I can't find out who did that. That's disgusting. It's disgusting. But anyway, again, have a great week. I will see you on Wednesday. Do something wonderful. Love and support somebody. Be a good human, and your vibe attracts your tribe. Thank you all for coming. Mwah! I will see you later. Bye, everybody. Ooh.